Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining me here today in this workshop. And to all those on social media who are joining us across this country, appreciate you joining me as well. I am Janice Wight, the sales manager of CMG Home Loans. And our workshop today, we're going to get started right into our workshop. Our workshop today is about the magic of the fourth quarter. Could you imagine we are already in October? 2025 is almost over, but guess what? You still have time to transform your earnings and set yourself up for the new year. Anyone here wants to start the new year with momentum? Here is your opportunity. So let me just kind of give you an insight who I am outside of my financing world. So I'll just share some pictures here with you. The first one in the red, that's me on the election day for the Women's Council. I am very much involved in the Women's Council of Realtors. So I was elected as their first vice president for 2026. So I'll be very much involved in the board of 2026 Women's Council. And the other two pictures are celebrating my clients. Whenever you have a closing, is a time for celebration. So remember, when you have a closing, the persons, they're happy to have their keys, and let's celebrate them.
Microphone out, because this noise.
Put it on the outside.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. So that was a little technical malfunction. Okay, the other one is myself and my daughter-in-law. We were having dinner together. I like to do a lot of family time outside of working. The one below is myself with again, the women councils. We were cowboys and cowgirls on that day and just spending time together. So outside my financing world, I am all about family and spending time with my sisters at the Women's Council of Realtors. So let me tell you a little bit about CMG. CMG, we are the third national mortgage lenders. We operate in all 50 states, and we have over 1,200 dedicated employees. We do all the major loans. We are a direct lender for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, government loan, purchases, refinance, conventional loans, VA, and USDA. USDA is now becoming very popular, especially in the area where Marcia lives. USDA is 100% financing for some of those areas. We are the top 203K lender. That means we are the top lender for renovation loans. So you have those buyers that need to have a little updated kitchen, a little updated floors. We are the top lender for 203K loans, and we get them done in time. A lot of agents doesn't like to do 203K loans because they take forever. We close our 203K loans in 45 days or less, okay? So we have our in-house 203K group. CMG, we services most of our loans. What does that mean to you? So when we do an application for your client, we approve them, we close them, and they stay with us. So if there is any repeat business for that client, we keep our realtors attached to that client profile, so everything that client do, you know as well, because my system is automated. Thank you for AI. So my team is called the Wight Way Loan Navigators. We are 5 strong. Myself, I am the one who is the face for your client. So I will do all the initial application, interview the client, do all the consultation, but I have 4 people in my back office that help with the processing, getting my files to the underwriters, and our chief navigator, that's our regional manager, Jason Egan. He makes sure that we all stay organized and happy on the ship. So that's us in a nutshell. We get the job done because we all are very serious about our task. So I want to share some let's talk about, I want to give you some what we do at CMG that would help you to create some magic in your last quarter. Do you know that in the last quarter of the year, that your monthly income usually exceeds the other months? And I'll get into why that happened shortly. But these are some of the things that we do at CMG to make sure magic happens for you in the last quarter. So we do a strong pre-approval. So when you refer a client to us, we take a full application, verify their credit, their assets, everything, because we don't want them to have a contract on a property and we can't close. So we are very proactive in doing our homework up front. Another thing that we are strong on is our open communication. So when you as an agent refer a client, your name goes on that file. So everything that happens, you are notified. Appraisal is ordered, you are notified. Appraisal is received, you are notified. So even if there is no need to call me, is the appraisal ordered, you will get that notice. So we're very proactive in keeping you in the loop with every activity on the file. If we have a difficulty, we reach out to you as well. So we have that open communication. We have deep knowledge of the market. And I want to pause on this for a minute because as a loan originator, I have to have deep knowledge of the market, and so are you as real estate agent. So every morning before I get started with emails and all that stuff, I look and read and understand what's happening in the market. You have to be an educated agent, especially in this time. Client focus, very responsive. If a client calls me, I will respond to them within 24 hours. If I'm with somebody else and send them a text message, I'll call you back. But we're very responsive with our clients. Problem solving. Every week on a Wednesday, my entire navigators get together and we discuss each client filed so that we all on the same page and have a clear path of how we're getting to closing. And one of the big things about us is closing on time. And the reason why we get together, every one of my navigators has to know what is happening on each file. So here I am, I'm in this class. If a client wants some things and they email, anybody could answer just as well as I am. So we are up to date, and I also provide a lot of education for realtors. So here are some of the education that I already provided for the year, and we have workshops that we invite you as agents to participate. You could come in our workshop with all the other originators throughout the state and participate in our workshop. So here are some of our workshops. Okay, so we have being a different fish in the real estate ocean. That's one of the trainings that I did. If you missed that, you could see it on YouTube. You could go to the YouTube and look at that. What that emphasizes on, even though everybody is selling the same product, you could be a different fish, a different individual. Why someone will call you? Because you are different. This is what I need, so I'm going to, what's your name again? Barry. I'm going to Barry, because Barry have what I need. So even though all the product is real estate, you could be unique and stand out in the ocean of realtors. I also do 2 days that we call Quantum Leap. What that focuses on is having agents set their goals. Set their goals for the year. Goal setting is so important because in order to get to where you need to be, you must have the end in mind. Got that? These are in-house workshops that we do. The home funded, you're free to join that class. If you want to join any of the classes, just let me know. The home funded is where we do, is a program that we have that is unique to just CMG. And what that is our crowdfunding loan. So if you have a client that is getting married, instead of they bringing all these gifts, you could have people donating to buying their house instead of giving gifts that they may not use. So that is our unique crowdfunding program, and that is only found within the walls of CMG. So if you want to join that workshop, let me know. I could plug you in that training. We also have the Hometown Hero training. Hometown Hero started in August. They're down to about 20 million. So if you have any teachers, any police officers, anybody in the healthcare, here is an opportunity to get 5% towards your down payment and closing costs. I don't know if you'll get it next year, so make use of it this year. Because last year we had 100 million, this year we only have 50. So have your heroes take advantage of this product.
Can I say something? Sorry to cross you.
Sure.
You should mention that it is for first-time buyers only.
Yes, yes, yes. The Hometown Heroes is for first-time home buyers only. Thank you for that. But we have also other down payment assistance programs that doesn't require first-time home buyer requirements. So even if you have a buyer that didn't qualify for the hero, we have something for them too, okay? Then we have List and Lock. List and Lock training, you're welcome to join that as well. The List and Lock is helping your buyers buy their property at a lower rate and win the offer. Helping your seller to sell their property without having to lower the price. So that is our List and Lock. If you need training or to hear more about that, plug in. We have a whole series telling you how the List and Lock works. But it's very awesome, especially for people who have their property sitting on the market and not moving. List and Lock is awesome because you could actually save your buyer by giving the seller giving them discount points for their interest rate. Okay, so I can't go into the whole detail. I'm just going to touch the points. But if you need any training to market those products, please reach out to me. We also have our renovation loan training. That will give you, if you want to focus on buyers who wants to do renovation products, you could fit into that renovation loan. As I said before, we are the top renovation lender in the country. Our all-in-one is also a unique product where it takes interest rate off the market. You don't have to focus on interest rate. There's no longer a 30-year mortgage. You could pay it off the next day and still have access. It's a line of credit. It's a little magic loan. So sometimes I like to give you the calculator for you to take your mortgage and put it into the all-in-one and see how it's magical. It's very good for self-employed people, especially realtors, that you make $100,000 this month and next month you make no money. You understand that, right? So the all-in-one is really a really good loan. Another thing that I do to keep the agents updated with what's happening on the market and to have them stay relevant is my market movement update. So I send that out every week so that you would know what's happening on the market so that you can make decisions and intelligently educate your clients because you know what's taking place on the market. Fair enough? So those are some of the educational things that I provide. So I'm here to invest in your success. Okay, so let's create some thought here. So as the year winds down, is a perfect time for you to reflect, for you to refocus, and for you to realign. So before I even get into what the last quarter is all about, I want to ask you all some questions. You don't have to answer out loud because we're going to get to these answers at the end of it. But just ask yourself your questions. So in January, when you decided how many loans you're going to close for 2025, are you on track with those goals? How far away are you? Could you cover your goals in the next couple days of 2025? And remember, normally a closing period is about 30 days. So if you have to make your goals, you pretty much have like 3 weeks to get your contracts executed. So you have to cater to meet your goals at least by December 15th, so you have an extra 2 weeks for, mishaps. So are you on track to accomplish your goals? The other question that I want to ask you, what steps are you prepared to do now, today, to get closer to your goals? And that has to be an answer coming from your core. What sacrifice are you prepared to make to reach your goals? The other questions, what are your new possibilities that you are opening up to for the new year? Okay. As a loan originator and also a business person, it's very good for me because I have a business mindset as well. Every year you're supposed to add a new possibility to your business, something new. That's how you grow. Find something new that you didn't do before and add it to your business. For example, so my new possibility for next year, I'm in an office that a lot of people speak Spanish. So I'm bringing in a Spanish-speaking originator to work alongside of me. I'm in an office that a lot of people speak Creole. My language of Creole is not good enough to do an application, but I'm working on it. Parle Creole. I'm working on it. So get some new possibilities. You know how beautiful life is when you do new things and develop every day? So we're going to be doing that in 2026. Fair enough? Do you believe that you have the ability to grow? We all were created uniquely with the ability to grow. And what is this ability to grow all about? Is as big as you want it, is as small as you want it, is as wide as you want it. So I want to share something with you. Before I get into the meat of it, I want to share something with you. In 2024, I was invited to participate in a networking group in Tampa. The first day I went to the group, there were a lot of young people. They were like 30 years. I was in the older group. And there it was in February of 2024. We were just about 2 months into the year. And when I listened to the income that they already made 2 months in the year, and they are 20, 30-year-old, I'm like, I am not doing something right. And I study, why are these kids, let me call them kids for now, why are they making so much money so quickly, with such ease? They are not sweating it. They are making this money with ease because they are thinking without a box. They are thinking without limits. And that is why they are making so much money than I did. So one of the ladies that spoke at the thing, she had already made $1.3 million in February. I'm like, woo. There was a realtor that was out of California, and the year before, she made $3-point-something billion in sales in her group. So why are these people making so much money, and some of us could barely close? If you're closing less than 10 loans per year, you need to talk to me. So let's say 10. Some of you could barely close 10 loans per year. Why is that so? Aren't we created the same way? Are we not created equally? because they are thinking outside the box. So we had a competition in the group, and we had to make $100,000 in one day. Okay. So how do I fit into this? I can't remember making $100,000 a day before. So I had to come up with a strategy because I wanted to stay in the group. And the reason why the coach gave that milestone is because he wants you to believe it is possible. So let me show you this. I'm going to pass this around. I'm going to open it because I don't want your fingerprints on it. And you just pass this around and see what this says. Janice Wight, W-I-G-H-T, $100,000 a day. Pass it around. Keep it in the box. And the reason why I'm showing you that is because possibilities is up to you. Nothing is too far out or impossible as long as you have the mindset. So going into 2026, I am asking you, I am begging you, let's work together with the right mindset, and you too could make $100,000 in a day. All it takes is strategy. And I have the strategy that I could help you accomplish that. Okay. All right. So here are some momentums. Here are some ideas that you could use to create momentum in your business in the last quarter of the year. So we have a lot of work to do in the last quarter of the year, so we need to create some serious momentum. In the last quarter of the year, you have a lot of options that you didn't have during the course of the year, so let's maximize those. Market analysis shows that seasonal trends increase buyer activities in the final end of the year because you have less competition among buyers, making negotiation more favorable. So a lot of people may be focused on other things at the end of the year, but you need to be focused on getting your buyers on contract because negotiations are easier in the last quarter of the year. You have sellers are more flexible for the holiday season, so you could get a little more credit from the sellers to get your buyers into homes. Do you know that you could get a first-time home buyer into their home with very little money out of pocket? Thank you. With very little money out of pocket, you could get your first-time home buyers because there is so much down payment assistance available that I think they make it too easy so that people doesn't realize that the opportunity that they have. I was sitting in the office one day, and I speak a little louder than most, so forgive me if I'm loud, because I grew up on a farm, so we speak a little louder. And a client came to see Linda. And I was on the phone having my own conversation, and she came looking for a rental property. And she overheard me speaking to someone, and she asked Linda, "What is that lady about? Who is that lady?" And Linda said to her, I didn't hear what Linda's response was. And I got up and I walked out and I said, "Hi, I am Janice Wight. We are now less than 2 weeks away from closing from a lady who was looking for a rental." Now, when she came into my office and sat down, she was telling me the reason why she can't buy. She had all the reasons there why she can't buy. Her credit score, she had no money, this, that, and that. So I said one thing to her. How old are you? She was older than I am. And I said, well, if you don't do it now, when would you do this? So sometimes the easiest way to get your buyers aligned is to get their mindset in the right way. And it doesn't have to be no long conversation. One line. When are you going to do this if you are this age now? And I said, listen, I am going to get you the keys. Just follow my directions. One step at a time, and you will get to the keys. I have been doing this now. I have been in the financing industry for over 43 years. So at least I should have an idea what I'm doing. Okay, so I know I could make it happen. If it can't happen, I will tell you what to do to make it happen. So make use of your last quarter. The last quarter offers you unique advantages, both for buyers and sellers, making it a powerful time to create momentum in your real estate business. One of the things that we have here in South Florida is good weather throughout the year. So you can't tell your clients, oh, I can't show you any property because it's snowing like hell outside. We don't have that. So we have 12 months. In the summer when it's hot, walk with some water. We have 12 months. We have an advantage over most of the others. Let's make use of it. Stop looking at what you don't have. Let's focus on what you have to move forward. A lot of buyers, here's another opportunities. A lot of buyers are driven by the goal to settle in their new home before the holidays. So guess what? You tell your buyers or you do your marketing, you could still be home for Christmas. That's all you need. You could still close your buyers and have them home for Christmas. Is everybody here on social media? Let me tell you all about social media. I started using social media about 2 years ago. Could you imagine? I did my business all these years without focusing on social media. But every year, CMG has something that calls a summit, where we sit with top producers and we learn from them. One of the good things about it, you want to be wealthy? Speak with wealthy people. I only speak to people that doesn't pour into me on Saturday mornings when I leave the gym. I give them 1 hour. So who fit into that slot? I will speak to you because I have to. Speak to people that will pour into you. That's important. So write that down. So when we go to the summit, there are top producers. And I pick up little nuggets from top producers. And this top producer was so much into social media. So I say, okay, let me try it. The first 4 months of using social media, my business grew 20%. In the first video that I did, it took me 4 hours. I almost threw the phone outside. I pressed every button to get this video made. But now I could do it in a minute. So do it until you get it. And when you try it so many times and you get it, you remember how to do it. So get on social media. As of this year, and I'm a numbers person too, I like to calculate and see what works and see what doesn't work. So as of July, my business has grown 38% because of social media. So start doing your social media, okay? All right, another thing that makes this last quarter really awesome for you as well, sellers want to sell before the end of the year because they don't want to carry over that cost to 2026. So they don't want to carry over the insurance and the taxes and what have you, so they want to get you on contract, the property sold before December 31st. So those are awesome properties to get your buyers on contract. So We have, as I told you, at least another 3 weeks to be busy. You know what is it about being busy? Make the calls, get with your clients, get some contracts so you could close them out and still meet your goal for 2025 and go into 2026 with some momentum. Fair enough? All right, here. So what are some of the things that you could do to increase your buzz? It's all about increasing your buzz so that people know that you are present in the last quarter. So our focus here now is looking to finish your year strong and build momentum heading into 2026. So here are some things that you could do to energize your real estate business in the final quarter of the year. You ready to energize? Okay. And I'm telling you things that I do that works that I'm sharing with you. Set appointments. Find somebody to set appointments with. Grab a cup of coffee, set an appointment, network, go to events. Now, when you network, every networking event you go to, you should walk away with at least 1 or 2 potential something. The way how you find your potential something, you have to be looking for it. It doesn't come and tap you on the shoulder. You have to be out there with the mindset to find your potential something. So last week I called a realtor. I said, how is your business going for the year? She said, pretty okay. I said, did you meet your goals for the year? She said, not quite. I said, okay, let's have coffee next week. So we're going to discuss where are you in your business. Let's set appointments. Let's have a discussion. I'll share you ideas, what you could do that's unique to you so that you could still meet your goals. Client appreciation. Client appreciation for me is huge because, as I said, I call my clients every 90 days, they will get a call from me. I send out birthday cards. I send out everything that I know, the anniversary, whatever, I put it in my system. Thank God for AI. They reach out, the client said, but Janice, how you remember my birthday? I'm like, how you mean? Of course I remembered your birthday. I had no clue, but my AI remembered. So have a CRM that makes you look good. It's difficult for you to do everything manually. It's almost impossible. There is not a time in history like today. There is not a time that you could meet the whole world with a press of a button. Take advantage of it. So appreciate your clients. Call your clients, show them appreciation. When you appreciate your clients, guess what happens? They refer their friends to you. So you have to make it a continuous thing to reach out to your clients. I know the realtors have all kinds of CRM that you all use. So pay attention. Just spend 1 hour a day focusing on that, reaching out to your clients. All right, so we're going to do some more appreciation and ask for the referral. Ask for the referrals. Don't wait. When you're showing your clients appreciation and you're having that conversation, you know, another thing that I do that works really well, I have a customer log. So when I speak to the client, I plug some notes in. Oh, his wife wasn't feeling well this time. She had a surgery. So when I call him next month, the first thing I would say, so how was your wife? So that says, you think I would remember his wife was sick if I didn't put it in there and put some notes? So that says, that let the client feel as though they are so important. So the thing about it is that selling real estate doesn't have to be a hustle, you know. All it's about is giving service. You give service with your all, and you get paid for it. We agree on that? So you pay attention to what your client needs are. Service them beyond nobody else can. and you will get paid for it. So your bank account depends on the service you give to your clients. So we're going to do better on that, on the services, okay? All right. Commit fully, and you make bold moves into 2026. It requires your commitment. I could speak here until the cows come home, as we say it in the islands. But you have to make the commitment to make it work. And don't be shy. The person next to you doesn't know as much as you do. So go out there, be your best, and give service. Hold festive open houses. So I was in an event 2 weeks ago, and there was a girl who does open house with cupcakes. And I'm like, what is that? How does cupcakes sell the house? So she make her flyers, come to the open house, and enjoy this Thanksgiving cupcakes, whatever. She make these pretty little cupcakes. These cupcakes cost like $1 because she put a lot of pretty things on it. And people come to the open house, bring their kids just for the cupcakes. So find something that is unique. Don't do what everyone else is doing. I was looking at the MLS one time for a multifamily property. I was looking on the commercial something. And there was this guy, I think he's out of Pompano, and all his multifamily units had a big red band that says whatever, I can't remember. But from that unique band, I start looking, oh, he has one over here too. Oh, he's busy, he has one over there too. Be unique, stand out. Stand out. So when I was writing this, one of the ideas came to me. And I'll just share it to you randomly. So at the holiday time, people take pictures with their families, and they make postcards with them. So what about if you have an open house, and you have one of your vendors, because you have to have vendors, you have to have the inspector, the title company, everybody working together. So you have one of your vendors, and they have this, you could create this wall, a picture wall, and you said, okay, family, come to my open house and get your family portrait for your cards. Think outside, oh, not outside the box, think without the box. Think without the box. Come up with some ideas. You are creative with so many ideas in your mind. You just have to keep quiet for a minute, and you would see how much ideas would flow, okay? So we're gonna do that for the year. And listen, you give me your ideas as well. I am just sharing you thoughts that came to me when I was putting this together for you. I already spoke about the online presence. Be fresh and engaging. So make sure that you give information that is relevant. Relevant information. So if you're talking about real estate, make sure that the information is relevant. I do my Instagram like every week, and I speak about things in the market that is relevant. So one of the things I'll be speaking about this week is how you could buy your home still owning the other one, because a lot of people is having that issue. So I look to see what is happening, and I create information to feel that is relevant and fresh for the marketplace. So we're going to be doing that in the last quarter. Are we going good so far? Okay. All right. I was mentioning about unique features on your property. So I have an agent that I work very closely with. I do most of his financing, and he's into cars. And when he does his listings, he put his Corvette in the front yard. So when I go on the MLS, I see what he's doing because I'm looking for all the Corvettes. That is how you could stand out. And that agent is here with us today. So make your listing unique. Make yourself stand out so that they can find you. Even you're into roses, put a bunch of roses at the front door. Something that you could stand out in the marketplace, okay? So find something that is unique to you. All right, so we're gonna talk about education. I am so big on education. I am really big on education because education helps you to grow. So Stay competitive, understand the current market. I have a friend who is a retired attorney, and he's like my encyclopedia. So every evening I would call him, and he would tell me in less than 10 minutes everything that's happening on the market, because he's retired, so he has time to read everything. So he gave me all the points, and then I go and research it, because clients ask you questions. And if you can't answer as though you know what you're talking about, they don't want to work with you. A question the clients like to ask: do you think I should buy now, or I should wait for the interest rate to go down? What do you say? No, you should have that answer on your fingertips. You have to be educated, know what the buyers need to find out, and you research and have that answer ready. And you know what? The younger folks, they ask big questions. They ask university questions. So you have to be aware of what's happening in the market. When they ask you, so wait, how is this inflation going to affect the cost of the price of my house? What you're going to say, what is inflation? No. You have to educate yourself. You're selling investment property. They ask you about the rate of return on the property. What do you say? I go to a lot of Ismael classes, not because I'm selling real estate, but I learn something every time. He used some big words too, but I write them down, and I find out what he's talking about, so I could be relevant to my clients, okay? So concentrate on education. And you know what? Now with AI, education is on your fingertip. You could do a research in a minute. So let's focus on that. Participate in your continuing education. Education. As a matter of fact, I am being certified to do the C classes, so by next year, I should be able to offer some of the C classes as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Learn from your experienced peers and your top producers. People that are top producers is very open to giving you knowledge. Do you realize that? The people who will keep it a secret and don't want to tell you is the people who broke. People who are making money, they are open to sharing with you. Broke people are strange, you know. Broke people are strange. Let me tell you about broke people. Try taking a broke person to dinner, and you will understand what I'm talking about. So they will want to eat all the food today for tomorrow. That's a broke mentality. Understand there is enough of abundance around us that you or me cannot use it all. So what do I do with my knowledge? I impart it to you, and I go get some more and fill up this cup. I could never run out of good energy because I give it. When I look back at myself 5 years ago, I wasn't me, but I educate myself, I improve myself, I learn from others. So sit with people who is making the money that you want. Now let me tell you a secret. How do you know somebody could walk through that door and without saying a word, I will have a good idea what their bank account looks like? Ooh, really? Yeah. The way how they walk, the way how they dress, just the way how they would hold their body up, you would know if that person doing well. Hang out with people that you want to look like. Take my advice with that. When I was doing that training in 2024, I was the lowest income earner in the group. And I think I was doing it. But when I sit with these people, I told you one of the ladies, in February, she had already made 1.3 million. I was nowhere in her category. But I sit there, I'm saying, I got to talk to her today. Somehow I'm going to talk to her, and she has security. So I'm gauging out who the security is, and you would recognize who the security is. So she got up to go to the bathroom, and I got up to go to the bathroom. And as she come out of the bathroom, I was out of the bathroom behind her. Hey, Dr. So-and-so, so how did it? And I was able to get a conversation and had some really good tips. So if I want to talk to you, I'm going to be able to talk to you some way, somehow. Hang out with the people that you want to be like. Find a mentor. I don't go without a mentor for a minute, because that is how I grow, okay? So we're going to change some things in 2026. Are we on? Okay. Here's another thing. There is a magazine that goes around called Florida Realtors or something like that. And I saw a realtor got that magazine, look at the cover, and throw it in the garbage. You know how much information is that little magazine? That I read that magazine over and over and write some notes. Find something that is relevant. That magazine is really a good tool because everything is compressed in there. I like to listen to good real estate blogs. I like to listen to Barry. Barry, he is give mortgage news, and a lot of my mortgage output I get it from Barry. He is point on. In 2023, he was at our summit, and I recorded him, and everything Barry said was going to happen, happened probably a week before, a week after, or whatever. But everything happened in that year as he predicted. So because they study the market, they use data, it's very difficult for you as an individual to put all that data together because everything matters. Somebody make a phone call and the world change. So those people, that's all they do. So get their information, get data, get what is relevant. So listen to the news that pertains to real estate, not the shows, that is waste of time. Get a reputable real estate blog. Remember, an educated agent earns trust. An educated agent closes more deals. And an educated agent builds long-term success. So do you want to be an educated agent? Beautiful. All right. So here are some of the niche products that we have at CMG that would help take you across the finish line. And these are what people are asking for in this season. So because the interest rates are down, you find a lot of people want to upgrade their homes, but they still have this one that they cannot sell. So we have the bridge loan. What the bridge loan does, it takes money out of property A, and you could put it into property B. We don't have to check that debt against you because if the property is not sold, they would buy it. They give the agent 6 months to sell the property. 6 months is enough time to sell a property if you pay attention, okay? And what happened is they collect enough money to service the mortgage for that 6 months. So then you could move on in buying your new home without having to factor in that debt. So the bridge loan, I probably did 4 of those, especially coming to the end of the year, that people want to be home for Christmas. So that's a thing that is good to know about the bridge loan. A lot of requests for renovation loan. As a matter of fact, when I was walking in here, somebody texted me for a renovation loan. The renovation loan, the person may find the ideal property, but there is something that the wife wants that she is a must-have. She wants the bathroom to be black and gold. You know, women comes up with some funny ideas. So we could do it for them with the renovation loan. And as I said again, renovation loan, it doesn't take forever. We have a renovation team that handles everything. 45 days, closing. HELOCs. I just did a transaction with a HELOC where they were buying a new home. They had a smaller house that they wanted to rent it. So they took the money from that smaller home, buy the bigger properties. So HELOCs are very popular in this quarter as well. And then we have our magical all-in-one loan that I already told you about. We have a medical profession loan. 5% down, no MI for medical people because they give back to the doctors. So we have this unique medical loan. If you want to market to doctors, this is an awesome tool. And doctors are busy. They don't have time to shop around. They want you to bring the information to them. So we have a medical loan just for medical professions, high-end medical professions, 5% down, no MI. First-time home buyers. First-time home buyers, I think that's your lucky ticket. You could pick up 10 first-time home buyers in a snap because you could get them into their home with very little money down. The one that I'm doing with Linda, she probably coming with like, she's not coming with any of her money. Her money is gifts, hometown heroes, whatever. She's going to the closing table without any of her money. She paid for the appraisal and the inspection. So first-time home buyers is an easy thing. The rest of the money for the closing, all of it could be gift. So that could help you take you across the finish line. Down payment assistance. Besides the hometown heroes, that's for first-time home buyers, we have home series. There is so many down payment assistance. When I look at the down payment assistance, about 50. So one of those will fit your client. So we have no excuses for the first-time home buyer. We have the buyer's choice. We have the home series. We have the hometown hero. We have down payment assistance galore. More than we actually need, because I don't use all of them. And we have buy the house and date the rate. That is our rate and rebound loan. Our rate and rebound feature. What rate and rebound does, if you buy your house today and the interest rate is 7.25%, you have up to 60 months that you could move to a lower rate as many times as you desire. However, what I tell the client, it has to make economical sense to move to a lower rate. So if the rate is 0.5% or 1% lower, you could lock in again with our rate and rebound. The reason for this is because the interest rate was high for so long, we came up with this feature so that people will still move on with their purchase. And with the rate and rebound, you have no lender fees, no appraisal fees, no underwriting fees. All those are waived, very inexpensive. So, and we give you up to $3,200 in closing credit. So the excuse of I'm waiting for the interest rate to go down is off the table with rate and rebound. Just date the rate. When it goes down, you roll over to a lower rate. So I put that on all our main core products, that giving the buyer the opportunity to roll over in a lower rate, and they have up to 60 months. 6 months after closing, up to 60 months. So that's an awesome feature. Okay, so we on the hunt now. Where are you going to find the pot of gold so that you could get to your income for 2025? 2025. We're finishing this year. We finish this in this year, and we're creating momentum to go into 2026. So you still have an opportunity. You still have, we have about 100 days, right, before the end of the year? Right. So we still have enough time to cross that finish line strong if we hold hands and run to that finish line. So here is where we're going to do so that we could find our opportunity. Leverage technology to unlock unlimited opportunities. So I emphasize on that as well. Leverage technology. Everything that I do in the day, for a day, is so much easier because I leverage AI. AI is so, where was AI? Is a she, you know, AI is a she. Where was she all the time? The only thing that AI doesn't do for me is prepare my meals. But guess what? I'm teaching her how to do that too. AI is just fabulous. I like to laugh, right? So excuse me for that. I like to laugh. AI is just fabulous. You ask this thing anything. What could I do to create a business plan to finish the year strong? Guess what? Wait a few seconds and all these ideas come up and you select the ones that work for you. So leverage technology. I don't know where this was all the time. Could you imagine if AI was around when I was 30 years? You wouldn't have space to fit me. So let's take advantage of technology. Start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. So this is what that means. What is your goal? How do I get there? What do I need to do to get there? So let me give you an example about starting with the end in mind. And I like to use me as an example so I'm relevant. Would you believe at one time I was a size 18, fat like a butter person? Could you imagine? I was a size 18. Here what happened. One November, I was having a glass of eggnog with some Jamaican rum in it. And it tasted so good. And here my son came to me and said, Mom, look at you. Look at you. Are you hungry or you're just greedy? And that thing drive me to my core. I almost cried. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm going to lose 100 pounds. 100. And here what I did. I went out and I bought size 10 clothes. And I put it all around the house so that he could see. Not even one of my legs could fit in a size 10. But I bought these size 10 clothes because I had the end in mind. And I started on my diet, my journey. I threw everything out. That's how I became vegetarian. I threw everything out that wasn't relevant. I was serious because he insulted me. So I wanted to show him that I could do this. It was 3 months into, and my body plateaued. Nothing is happening, not losing a pound. So I said, okay, you think you're bad? I start to run. So I will go to the park, and I'll start at the beginning, and I'm going to make the whole lap. And that was like about 5-something miles. And I stuck on that part. It was 18 months later, I was 100 pounds lighter. And when I stood on the scale and I see I lose 18 pounds, 100 pounds, I went to my son. I was down in my size 10 suit now. And I said to my son, look at me now. Look at me now. So start with the end in mind. You don't know what you could do until you make up your mind and say, I am going to do this. So you want money in your pocket? Make up your mind. Poverty is boring. Poverty is annoying. I grew up in a home that people make poverty comfortable. And I was a crazy child that told them, you guys are mad. We were living on 40 acres of land and there was no food in the house. That was a joke. Poverty is annoying. Do you know what you could do with money? You could eat what you want. You could travel to where you want. You have options. You could dress how you desire. Make some money. It's already out there. It's just yours for the taking. So what are we going to do in 2026? Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Nothing is beyond you. It starts from within. So we're going to do that, okay? All righty. Attract your audience by standing out and build a strong reputation, which I dealt with during our conversation. Create loyal customers by genuinely serving them, which I spoke on already. So your customers will be loyal to you, but you have to be loyal to them. You know one thing I tell my customers every time I do a closing? So when I do a closing, I do a closing consultation before they go to the closing. So all that confusing paperwork, I go it over with them so that when they go to the closing, they are relaxed, they understand what's happening. And this is the last thing that I tell them. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to take you to this point. But guess what? Our relationship doesn't end here. Anything that you need, even if it's not relevant to this transaction and you think I could help you, call me. You know, that keep my clients loyal to me. One girl says, Janice, why is this person calling me? And it doesn't sound like your company. Because I am loyal to them. Be loyal to your clients, serve them beyond nobody else can, and you will see what will happen to your bank account. Ask for your referrals daily. You should not go back to your house in the evening without asking for a referral. And even if you didn't leave your house, find an opportunity to ask for a referral, because everybody needs a home to live in, okay? So remember to ask for that referral. Be someone your clients could depend on. One of the things that I have a real problem with real estate agents, when they show up late for the appointment. Don't do that. Your client going to meet you at 9 o'clock. You be there at least 10 minutes before 9. Be someone trustworthy. Don't call the customer and say, oh, there was an accident. No, you get there before the accident. Let your clients depend on you. Because remember, your pot of gold is at the closing table. So you have to do all this work so that you will get to the closing table. And if you do your business with the right perspective, you will get closings. So if for some reason, if for some strange reason, you're not closing 12 transactions a year, that is once a month, something is wrong. If I do 1 transaction a month, I will be eating crackers and cheese. So the money is out there. So let's go get it, all right? And I'm here to help you get that. All right. So here is some of the things why it's important to find your pot of gold. At some point in time, there is something called retirement, where your knees hurting, you can't get out there. So you have to then prepare for that by putting aside some of the money that you make. So you can't wait too long to find that pot of gold. Let's go ahead and do it. Manage your income. So your income fluctuates as a self-employed person. Sometimes you have big income, sometimes you have small. So you have to keep that income flowing all the time, because market changes also affect your income. You have the ability as a real estate agent to write your own paycheck. So you could put as many zeros as you want or as few zeros as you desire. You have that ability to write your paycheck. Navigate the market swings with confidence. So most of us have been here in real estate for over 2 years. So you understand there is market changes. Whatever the market is, whether it's up, down, crossways, flipping over, you can make money. You have to then understand where the market is and be able to navigate. Regardless of where the market is, I close loans because I have learned how to navigate the market. When the market is slow and the phone isn't ringing, I am sowing my seeds. I am preparing for when the phone starts to ring, but if I don't make any preparation, my phone will ring. So I am continuously working, sowing seeds, navigating the market regardless. Remember, success comes through exceptional service, which I emphasize about. Serve better, and success will follow you wherever you go. Ask yourself, how can you serve your clients better? So that is a question. You write some points down. I evaluate myself. I evaluate myself so often. When something didn't close or something go wrong, I'm the first to evaluate myself. Nobody is responsible for my results but me. Okay, so this is my final workshop for 2025. The reason why I'm doing this as my final workshop is because I am making myself available to you to support you every step of the way to your journey. So if you need to have a one-on-one with me, let me see where you are. Let me see what it takes to take you over that finish line. That is why I'm giving myself open just for you. You call on me, you set an appointment, we do a one-on-one, helping you to set your goals, be clear about your goals, and how to achieve them. The reason why I could show you how to achieve your goals, because I am very adamant about what it takes to achieve mine. Okay, so that brings you to the end of our seminar. I'm inviting you to join me on Instagram, social media, whatever, so you can have my mortgage tips. And I am open now to any questions or any suggestions.
Janice, how are you? Good to see you.
It wasn't in time for me for you to see this. I shared this with the class, showing them that I had $100,000 day, and anything is possible once you put your mind to. You can't put your fingers on it. I don't want no fingerprints.
Sorry. Very nice. Very beautiful. Want to thank you, Janice, for everything in her. Are you looking for a coach, mentorship, people to inspire you, to help you, advance your career in real estate? Like Janice says, she comes to my classes, I go to her classes. Well, we've got a total of about 7, 8 lenders that come and provide these classes. How many times have you seen me here at their classes? Barely none ever, right? I don't miss hers. Well, it's the information that she's providing us is the right and accurate. She's got many years of experience. It's going to help you guys. The problem is you guys have to put this into play. Now, right after this class, when we finish, we're going to go over a few tips. It's all in marketing. You've got the proper person here, the proper lender, the proper mortgage company that's going to help you achieve these goals, and we're going to go over them. This is a different market that we're in. And as if the market changes, we have to change with that market. You can't just sit there and, well, this is going to work its way through. It's not going to work its way through. It's going to take a long time. You'll have to get a job, God knows what. And you don't want to be closing 1 deal a month, as Janice stated. If you're closing 1 deal a month, you're doing something wrong. Promise you that one. We're going to go over that in just a couple of seconds. But she did ask if you guys had any questions for her, because what I want to do is I want to go over, and I took notes. I took notes. As Janice was talking, I was taking notes of what I thought was very important to the realtors. Knowledge. That's what we're here for. Knowledge. Without the knowledge, I am the first one that will sign my name to it. Get that DBPR license that you've got, bring it to my office. I've got a very good place I'm going to put it in. I'm going to actually put it somewhere really important for you guys. It's called my shredder. How you like them apples? I'm going to shred it. It's not going to do you any good. That license, without you guys putting your part into it, that license without you having the proper knowledge, the proper steps, the economy changes at all times, and we have to be changing with that economy and doing things totally different, as she mentioned, okay? We're going to go over that right after class. We're going to go over that. But she did mention that you might want to have some questions on a lot of the, very important points that she brought up, because I jotted them down. Very important points. Any questions for you guys? I didn't come to, sorry to interrupt, but.
Thank you.
One question. For the medical for doctors, nurse practitioners are included?
Nurse practitioners.
I am not 100% sure because I was just looking at the list before I came here. So I am going to give you the flyer and reach out to me. I'm going to send you the list with everybody.
From what I've heard, they are.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, they are. Okay? Nurses, yes. Yeah. From what I heard, they are. The reason I'll tell you that is because I've got my daughter right now, and I want her to buy now. I don't want her to buy when the interest rates go down. Now, how does that make sense? Think about that for a second, guys. Why would I not want the best for my daughter like I always have? So I could wait. Everybody's waiting for December for the rates to go down. That's why the market is right now as slow as it is. For everyone, for all brokerage firms, for entire US of A, okay? Why is it so slow? Why are the people not buying? What's going on? Everyone's waiting for December. Now, the rates will come down in December, but it won't go into place until January, February, March. So the rates go down. What do you think is going to happen to the properties?
Prices.
Thank you. So I'm her dad. I have to look out for her. She just got licensed. We're going to go over that. Her 5 years of going to school counts as 24 months of employment.
Good point.
All that I need is 2 checks. Well, not me. I don't do loans. Janice, 2 checks to show what her yearly income is going to be. Okay? She needs to buy now, and we're going to go over that. I'm not going to go over it online, but I am going to go over it with you in person, because these are the tips. These are the niches that you guys need to be different. How many times has she mentioned the word different today? That you have to stand out and do things different, because I heard it numerous times. Okay? So, yes. And something that you must market on. We're going to talk a lot about marketing in just a couple of minutes. It'll be short. It'll be short. But any other questions that you guys have for Janice that you? Mm-hmm?
Yeah, I have a client that asked me yesterday about the TPS status. Do you think we can still qualify for them, even if they are trying to get the income as part of this TPS?
The TPS are on hold right now. The only loans that we could move forward with, but let me answer that differently too.
Yeah.
But there are other loans that they could go into to avoid the FHA insured loans.
That's exactly what Janice said. There are numerous other loans that we can use in place of for these first-time primary homeowners, okay? So it's not just first-time buyers, it's primary residents that you don't have another property. Can't own another property, because then, you really don't qualify. It's called for a primary residence. There are numerous other loans that we could do. They're called down payment assist and things like that. So yes, we've got numerous. The thing is to sit with Janice.
You have conventional loan that would allow you to put as little as 3% down, depends on your income. So get them to me, and I'll find a product that fits them well.
Maybe the only thing is they can't qualify for it.
Correct, yeah.
Any other questions? Well, we want to thank Janice. Thank you, guys. Did a phenomenal job. Okay, great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I always enjoy your classes very much, and I want to thank everybody that's watching. And we'll see you guys in our next class coming up. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Now-
let me give you platform.